it's actually pretty significant. I literally just got back yesterday, and this last 3 weeks, I've been on the ground for 3 weeks, but I've spent this last 3 weeks in Russia, in Star City, with the rehab from this, plus a bunch of debrief and quarantine for some medical experiments I was involved in. And so finally just packed up and moved home. And so other than filling my house, this is the first time I've told anybody.
Richard, how did your spacesuit fit, and did you get to keep it?
You don't normally get to keep it, but I bought it. So, so I don't have it yet, but I will have it. I will have it.
Did it fit okay? I heard they're real.
Oh no, they're completely custom fitted, very precisely to your body. But they're made to sit in a seat. So if you ever saw people walking out of the spacecraft, you're kind of walking like this, and even with the visor open, your head sticking out, it kind of hits you in the back of the head. So you're kind of walking around like this, you know.
Richard, was your dad with you the whole time?
Whole time, yeah. My dad was my chief scientist on my flight. He helped me put together my entire science and commercial and educational package. He prepared the protein crystal growth stuff I did. He prepared in Huntsville. A lot of the protein crystal growth we worked on, a lot of it came from like the hydrothermal vents that we brought up extremophile bacteria, extracted novel proteins from, and to give proper science for the best knowledge of those of those molecules, you want to crystallize them and then X-ray diffract them. And the best place to do the crystallization process is in microgravity in space. So a lot of the stuff I did in space was actually part of the stuff I've been doing with my dad in Antarctica and deep sea work. Yeah.
A lot of this, Richard, were reading about you, whatever they said, and they wrote several articles. The last one in there, one of the last ones, about you fixing the land. And at I think it was 6 inches or just a brief millisecond before you landed, the rockets went off in order to keep you from crashing in there.
Yeah.
I read it, I thought, wow, there's no room for error there, none.
Yeah, so that was the step I missed out of the landing procedure. So they go to the radio silence, as I mentioned, at 1,000 meters. At 1.5 meters, there is an alarm that goes off that is a gamma ray altimeter that basically says, hey, you're about to hit the ground. But it's like a fraction of a second. So you're at beep, bam. And between that beep and the bam is the soft landing thrusters. Yeah, so by the way, they did go off. I've seen video of it. You can see a bright plume that comes out of a spacecraft. You know, it's so fast that you don't feel the difference. All you feel is beep, swam. And but yeah, there's some retro rockets that go off in the middle of that to slow you down slightly. It's an amazing whack into the ground. And Burl?
I was at the Johnson Space Center on Wednesday, and they actually talked about you. They didn't know I knew you, but they said that you basically bounced off the side compared to the other astronauts.
Yeah, in fact, they've in both directions, going up and going down, my adaptation was faster than statistically normal. Although I have to tell you, both going up and going down, I found the physiological challenge to be significantly more than I had expected. Even though they say I had less problems than almost everybody that goes. So space travel is actually really hard.
My question is something that I had no idea. They said that you actually grow in space. How much did you grow?
For me, only a few millimeters. For the people that stay for 6 months, it's a couple of centimeters. And it's all because of just the expansion in your spine. And because normally we're standing up, we're kind of bearing down, everything's squishing it together. And when you're in space, everything kind of relaxes and spreads out. So you grow by a few centimeters in space.
2 inches, actually.
Some people have been as much as a couple inches. That's right.
Yeah. Are you allowed to tell us of any encounters you may have had with extraterrestrials?
Really funny story about that. So a lot of people ask me that before flight, and so I did things like I swore to all my friends.